is an astonishing miss. And with that, we will have the cooling break. We will have a cooling break in each half.
This break presented by Gatorade will last up to 3 minutes.
And a reminder that we will have cooling breaks at the World Cup in the summer. Several of the venues will be rather warm, so a chance to regroup and a chance for a bit of a tactical team talk from both head coaches and even from the captain there, Luka Modric, not starting tonight. While the players take on some liquid refreshment, let's have a look at the two goals. Both came early. John Arias with the first. Dominik Livakovic might well have been able to save it. Arias getting his fourth goal for his country. And then this came out of nothing, really. Luka Vuskovic with the shot. And again, a deflection off a defender to take it past the goalkeeper. Camilo Vargas beaten. And the teenager getting his first goal for his country. So the cooling break lasting 3 minutes. It's of course a chance for both of these teams to try and get used to some of the stadia and conditions in the United States of America. For James Rodriguez, that's not particularly a problem. He is with Minnesota United. Had a year with Leon in Mexico last year. How about this for a miss? Quite incredible. But Luis Suarez did not turn that in. Who's with Sporting in Portugal. Indeed, only a couple of players in the Colombian squad are actually based still in Colombia. And it's the same case with Croatia. One of those, Dominik Livakovic, in goal for Croatia this evening. Elic. Marco Pasalic. Well, it has been played at quite a pace, this match so far, this international friendly. Rios. Ukumi. Time for Richard Rios. For Grasic. Moro. Referee's quite lenient at times. Suarez. Diaz. Diaz deflected. Behind for the corner. Corner taken quickly and short. Diaz. Rodriguez. Away by the first defender. Rios will pick up. Leaves it for Munoz, who in turn leaves it for Rios. Rios with the ball into the area. Rodriguez! Well, that got a touch off Matanovic. Plenty of excitement for the yellow-clad majority amongst the spectators. Rios. Rodriguez. Croatia have a player down. And Rios will put the ball out. It's Perisic who's down on that far side. Here's the challenge. It's actually on Nikola Vlasic. Vlasic, the 28-year-old who's with Torino in Italy. Here's that effort. Well saved by Livakovic. Able to push it away to safety. Vlasic okay to continue. So that 3-minute cooling break automatically added on to the 45 of this first half. Rios. Vlasic still receiving treatment over on that far side, so Croatia at the moment down to 10. Lerma. Diaz. Rios with the touch. Rodriguez. Easily away. Lukumi. Rodriguez. Lerma. Rodriguez. Munoz trying to go on the overlap. Perisic with the challenge. He's been quite lenient, this referee, so far tonight. Which could also be interpreted as trying to let the game flow. Away by Sanchez. Rios picks up. Colombia having the better of play since the resumption after the cooling break. Maika. Lukumi. Sanchez. Vargas. Burkina. He has one goal, the central defender. It came quite recently in the friendly win over Mexico back in October when Colombia won by 4-0. Ball won by Moro. Sucic trying to turn, can't do so. Moro is still down, having one possession for his team. That'll be a foul, and that'll be a yellow card. First off the evening. And not much doubt about it either. Colombia in danger of breaking away that.
The referee has issued a yellow card to Croatia, number 17, Peter Sucic, in the 40th minute.
Petar Sucic, the player. Clearly pulling back the on-rushing Diaz. There's space on that far side. Vlasic finds Perisic. Perisic with the shot, parried away by the goalkeeper, and Colombia were slightly fortunate there in that nobody in Croatia colours was able to follow up. As the shot comes in here from Perisic. Marco Pasalic. Lovely little pullback. And trickery as well here. Pasalic once more to drive it towards goal. And into the side netting. But it got a touch on the way through. And it will be a corner for Croatia. Vargas getting a hand to it. This is a lovely little run here from Sucic. It's a crowded penalty area. Headed down and headed in. Igor Matanovic. Matanovic gets just his second goal for Croatia. And having been 1-0 down early on, Croatia are heading towards half-time in front. Well, when the goalkeeper Vargas doesn't get that, it was always a question of who was going to get on the end of it. And Matanovic was the man in the right place at the right time. The German-born striker makes it Croatia 2, Colombia 1.
Scored by number 20, Igor Matanovic, in the 43rd minute.
Might have quite a few changes at half-time from both head coaches. Mindful of the fact that they have responsibilities towards players' clubs as the European season in particular draws to its conclusion. And also wanting to see various players in action, even if it is only for 45 minutes, half an hour or so. Touch from Munoz, nicely done. And he's gone for the ball on the overlap as well. Arias tried to find him. It's away by Vlasic, almost. And now turned into touch by Perisic, sliding in. Ivan Perisic, who made his debut way back in 2011. Rodriguez. Should be cleared, and is, by Ehrlich. Sanchez. Fourth official will shortly show us how much additional time is to be played. And it is a minimum of 4 minutes. A little bit of afters there between Matanovic and Sanchez.
There will be a minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time in the first half.
The young striker and the experienced defender with a bit of a disagreement. Lerma. Laika. Rakumi. Sanchez. Diaz. Rios. A space over on that far side. Munoz quickly closed down though by Perisic. And then no way through for Arias. Sanchez. Turns away from Matanovic. Rodriguez, Rios. Nobody upfield at all for Croatia, so Vargas able to come a long way out of his penalty area. Colombia would love an equaliser before half-time, which is rapidly approaching, but not on this occasion. Offside. Ehrlich. Mojica. Sanchez. Last chance then of this first half, probably, with time ticking towards the 4-minute mark, the minimum of 4 additional minutes at the end of this first half. Lerma. Mojica drives it into the middle, easily away though by Vuskovic. And that is half-time. The first half played at a lively pace and with a terrific opening. John Arias putting Colombia in front. Luka Vuskovic with the equaliser soon afterwards, and then Igor Matanovic putting Croatia in front just before half-time. At the break, Croatia 2, Colombia 1.